الله الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Alhamdulillah, we've entered the days of Dhul Hijjah, the days that Allah tells us in the Quran, وَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ فِي أَيَامٍ مَعْدُودَاتٍ, that remember Allah in the numbered days, or remember Allah in the specified days. And many of the Mufassirin, such as Ibn Kathir, they mention that these specified days are the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. And the Prophet ﷺ, in a hadith in Bukhari, he tells us that the most beloved days of the year to perform acts of good deeds are the days of Dhul Hijjah. So this is something that is very, very important. And it's an unfortunate reality that worshipping in these days is a sunnah that goes back to the Sahaba themselves. It's mentioned about Abdullah ibn Umar, about Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, about Abu Huraira, about Ibn Abbas and others, that they would specify these days for specific acts of worship. And alhamdulillah, as American Muslims, as Western Muslims, we've done a very, very good job of making Ramadan a special time of the year. That we have extra salahs, we get together for iftar, we have special events, all of these sorts of things. But unfortunately, many people pass through the days of Dhul Hijjah like these are just other days. And this is not the practice of our pious predecessors. This is not the practice of the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba. So this is a sunnah that we really, really need to revive. And this goes back to Allah talks about those who yu'adhim sha'ir Allah, that those who honor the days of God, the signs of God, that this is a sign of taqwa in itself. So we should make the intention in these days to revive the importance of these days. That we should spend these days doing extra prayers. That we should spend this day connecting with the Quran. That we should spend these days fasting. That we should spend these days making dhikr. That we should spend these days giving charity. That we should spend these days preparing for the udhiyah, for the qurbani. That there's khilaf, there's difference of opinion in the four madhabs. The Hanafis say that this is wajib. The others say that this is an emphasized sunnah. But regardless, this is a good act that each and every one of us who have the means that we should do. So we should make the intention right now that we are going to revive these days, that we are going to give life to these days, that we are going to honor these days, and that we are going to make the people around us know that these days are from the signs of Allah, that these days are blessed days, that these days are celebration. We should give gifts to our children on these days. We should tell them about the importance of these days. So this is something that is very, very, very important. And the capstone for these days is the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, which is the day of Arafah. That the Prophet ﷺ, he said that the one who fasts on this day, their previous year of sins will be forgiven, and the following year of sins will be forgiven. Look how profound and vast the mercy of Allah is. That you just fast for 13 hours, 14 hours, 12 hours, however many hours it is, and Allah will forgive you for 2 years of sins. This is the mercy of Allah. And for those of us who are at Hajj right now, this is also a day in which they fulfill a single pillar of Islam. And this is something very beautiful. The Prophet ﷺ, he said that the Islam is built on 5 pillars. And the fuqaha, they ordered these pillars in a specific way. They order it with 3 bodily acts. The first is the shahada. That's obligatory upon a Muslim to say once in their lifetime. The second is that of praying 5 times a day. That Allah gives us 24 hours in a day, and we just have to pray 20-25 minutes. The third is that of fasting during the month of Ramadan. We fast just 1 month out of the year. And then the fourth is what's called the financial act. So there are 3 bodily acts, and then the 4th pillar of Islam is a financial act, which is the zakah that you give once a year. And then the 5th is that of Hajj that you do once in your lifetime. And they say Hajj combines the bodily and the financial. Because Hajj requires one to pay lots of money, but also one to perform the manasik, to perform the what you would call the acts of Hajj over the course of days. So they use their money and their body. So the 5 pillars of Islam are 3 bodily acts, 1 financial act, that of zakat, and then Hajj, which combines the bodily and the financial. And then Hajj you do once in your lifetime, and then the obligation is lifted. Ramadan you fast once a year, and the other 11 months of the year, the obligation is lifted. Zakat, you pay once a year, and the other 359 days, because it's a lunar year, the obligation is lifted. Praying the 5 salahs, you do those 20-25 minutes a day of prayer, and then the other 23.5 hours of the day, the obligation is lifted. And then the shahada, you say once in your lifetime on your tongue, and after that, you would actualize it in all of your being, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But subhanAllah, these 5 pillars of Islam, look how easy they are. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ, he said, ad-dinu yus, that the religion is easy. The religion is not something complicated. The religion is not something that's overbearing. But the religion is something that we are mukallifs, we are people who are responsible, and we have some taklif that is responsible upon us. We have some responsibilities that put a little bit of difficulty that allow us to get close to Allah, but not so much that it's undoable or overbearing. And as American Muslims, as we reflect upon the Hajj, the most important Hajj of any American Muslim, the most famous and the most influential, is the Hajj of Malcolm X. And if I were to talk about Malcolm X, I would end up going for at least 30 minutes. I could probably go on for hours. Malcolm X's Hajj is something that each American Muslim needs to acquaint themselves with. And we need to reflect upon what that Hajj means for us as American Muslims. What that Hajj means for us as people who are part of the Muslim Ummah. What that Hajj means for us as members of a global community. So that is a very, very important thing to read. And in these days of Dhul Hijjah, I would recommend everyone read Malcolm X's account of his going for Hajj. And then on top of that, not only to read Malcolm X, because the story does not stop there, but to also read the memoir of Betty Shabazz. Betty Shabazz was the wife of Malcolm X, who her husband passed away 10 months after he performed Hajj. And then 2 months after that, she went for Hajj. And it's a very, very beautiful memoir that each and every single American Muslim should acquaint themselves with. And on top of that, one should read Growing Up X of Ilyasa Shabazz, of the daughter of Malcolm X, who also speaks of her Hajj journey. So we should really, really reflect upon Hajj, the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, the story of Hajra alayhi salam, and specifically as American Muslims, to reflect upon the pious people who came before us, such as Malcolm X and Betty Shabazz and Ilyasa Shabazz. And then, as we wrap up, we should give life to these days of Dhul Hijjah. We should seek knowledge, we should make dhikr, we should read the Quran, we should give charity, we should fast, we should give gifts to our children, all of this sort of stuff. We should reflect upon Hajj, and we should reflect also upon the condition of our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And the bare minimum that we need to do for our brothers and sisters in Palestine is that after every salah we make dua for our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And then also that we do not buy goods that are complicit in occupation. Sheikh Al-Azhar Ahmad Tayyib, he said that boycotting goods that are complicit in the oppression of Palestinians is wajib upon each and every Muslim. So this is something very, very important for us to do. And then specifically as American Muslims, we need to continue to engage in protest, to lobby our Congress people, to lobby our elected officials, and to do all of these sorts of things. And we ask Allah that our brothers and sisters in Palestine are able to live lives free of occupation, free of genocide, free of siege, and free of all of these horrors that are going on. And we ask Allah that they're able to live lives of dignity, that they are able to live lives free of occupation, free of siege, that they are able to live lives of self-determination. And we ask Allah that all oppressed people in the world have this. Not only Muslims, but even non-Muslims who are wrong, that they have these rights. Because Allah tells us in the Quran to be qawamun bil qist shuhada lillah, that we are upholders of justice, witnesses before God. So we ask Allah that these are days that we take advantage of the months of Dhul Hijjah, that we take advantage of the Hajj, and that all of the people who are going to Hajj this year, that their Hajj is accepted. And we ask Allah that this is the last Eid that our brothers and sisters in Palestine live under the immense suffering that they are facing. And we'll end with that. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.